האם זה באמת סגולה בדוקה? הסגולה ללמוד בזה?
Erev Tov, good evening, Dobro Bietcher. We are in the Zera Shimshon on Parsha Naso, Os Tes, section number 9, a very unusual discussion coming up. Before we begin, let's take a look at a pasuk from our Parsha, very famous pasuk. After the Torah talks about the blessings that the Hashem commands the Kohanim to bless the Jewish people, the famous Yivarechecha Hashem, and etc. So right after that, a Perek Vav Pasuk Chav Zayin, the Torah says, "V'samu eshmi al bnei Yisrael," and you should place, or they should place my name on bnei Yisrael. They being the Kohanim, of course. Let them place my name on bnei Yisrael. Va'ani avarchem, and I shall bless them. So when the Kohanim bless us, of course, the whole idea is that Hashem's bracha should fall upon us, should come upon us. And that's what the pasuk is saying. And this piece is going to talk about the birchas Kohanim, the duchanim, the blessing from the blessings from the Kohanim to the Jewish peoples. But it starts in a very extraordinary way. Here it comes. Baba Basra Perek He, and the Gemara tractate of Baba Basra in the 5th chapter. Amar Rabba bar Chana. Rabba, the son of Bar Chana, said. Now, before we find out what he said, it's important to realize that there are a series of stories over there in the Gemara of Baba Basra in which Rabba bar Chana says that he was shown certain things, certain miraculous and amazing and incredible things by an Arab merchant. And this is one of those stories. Amar Rabba bar Chana, he said, Amar li hahu taya'a. That Arab merchant or Arab traveler said to me, Tov ve'achve loch, come and I will show you. Heicha dinashka ara urakia ahadadi, the place where the earth and the sky meet and kiss each other. Azle, I went. Vechazoe, and I saw de avid kave. I saw that this place where the earth and the sky meet had lots of holes, had lots of openings. Shakilta lisiltoe, I took my basket of bread, va'anachte bikavta dirakia, and I placed it in one of the openings of the heavens. Adimatzlina, after I davened, be'ite velo ashkachte, I looked for it, meaning the basket of bread, and I couldn't find it. Amori, so I said, Ika ganove hacha, there are thieves here. A thief must have stolen my basket of bread. Omar Li, the Arab merchant, said to me, Galgala dirakia hu de hadar. It is the circulation of the sky, the circling of the sky, hu de hadar, that will come back. Nitar ad lemachar, wait until tomorrow. We're moving to the next page column on the right. Nitar ad lemachar, wait until tomorrow. Ki hashta, at the same time. Umishkachas lo, and you'll find your basket of bread. Ad Kahn, until here is a quote from the Gemara and Baba Basra. So obviously a story that is not meant to be taken at face value. It has some kind of symbolic, deeper meaning. But just to take the story for a moment at face value, this Arab traveler or merchant takes Rabba bar Chana to see the place where the heavens and the earth meet. And when Rabba bar Chana gets there, he wants to daven, and he's holding a basket of bread. He puts it down in one of these unusual spaces that seem to exist in the sky at that location. And then he finishes davening and the basket's not there anymore. So he thinks it's been stolen. And the Arab traveler says to him, no, relax, it hasn't been stolen. The sky is circling. And if you wait till tomorrow at the same time, the opening that was originally there where you put your basket down will circle back, and your basket of bread, you'll be able to find it right where you put it down. So again, what's going on in this story? So let's continue with the next paragraph. And how in the world does it have anything to do with the Birchas Kohanim, the blessings that the Kohanim say over the people? Next paragraph. Guzma zo romezis shapir inyan Birchas Kohanim. This exaggerated story hints very nicely at the subject of Birchas Kohanim. This story has to do with Birchas Kohanim. It's telling us things about Birchas Kohanim. The Isa b'Shulchan Aruch Orach Chaim, because it states in the Code of Jewish Law, in the Shulchan Aruch, in the section of Orach Chaim, Siman Kuf Chav Ches Sif Yud Beis, chapter 128, paragraph 12, Shekisha HaKohanim Mevarchem Es Ha'am, when the Kohanim bless the people, Miskavnim Lasos Chamisha Avirim, they have to have kavana, means they have to be prepared and have in mind when they want to bless the people. When the Kohanim want to bless the people at Birchas Kohanim, at the Duchening, they need to create 5 spaces with their hands. Bein shtei etzbaot l'shtei etzbaot avir echad. Between their 2 fingers and their 2 fingers of each hand, there should be a space. So that's the famous splitting of the fingers into 2 fingers and 2 fingers, and between the 2 fingers is a space. The Kohanim open up the 2 fingers. They put 2 fingers close together and 2 other fingers close together, but then open up those 2 sets of fingers so there's a space between them. So that gives us two spaces. Uvein etzba legudal, and between the index finger and the thumb, there should be another space on each hand. So that's 2 more spaces. That's a total so far of 4 spaces. Uvein gudal legudal, and between the thumb of the one hand and the thumb of the other hand, there's another space. So those instructions about how the Kohanim should set up and arrange their fingers and their thumbs are very specific. And what's the point of the specific instructions? In order to end up with 5 spaces in their hands and between their hands. Uforsim kapehem, and then once they have their hands and fingers and thumbs set up the right way, they then lift up their hands and spread them out over the, to bless the people. Kedei sheyiyeh toch kapehem keneged haaretz, in order that the inner side, what we would call the bottom of their hands, meaning the palms of the hands, should be facing downward towards the earth. Ve'achore yedehem, and then the back of their hands, or the top of their hands, keneged hashamayim, should be facing up. In other words, they're not putting their hands up like, oh, I surrender, as you might think, bless the people by doing this. They have their hands like this. So the palms of the hands are facing down to the earth, and the tops of the hands, or the back of the hands, however you describe it, are facing up towards Shamayim. So again, very specific instructions as to how the Kohanim have to split their fingers and make spaces between fingers and between the thumbs and between the 2 hands. And now we need the hands to be stretched out in a way that the palms of the hand are facing downward and the backs of the hands are facing upwards to Shamayim. V'noda, and it is well known, and we've seen before that when the Zera Shimshon uses that term, something is noda, it's well known. He means it's well known in the Zohar and the Kabbalistic writings. Kisod birkas kohanim hu godol v'ram, that the mystery and the secret of the Birchas Kohanim is great and lofty. Shebishvilo tishra hashchina al Yisrael. Because of this act of the Kohanim setting up the hands the way they do and blessing the people the way they do, it causes the Shekhinah to dwell and bless the Jewish people. Kedichsiv, as the pasuk says, and this is our pasuk that we read in the beginning from Parsha Naso, V'samu eshemi, and they will place my name, v'chule, etc. They will place, the Kohanim will place my name on the people, and I will bless the people. V'ha'aretz moloch kivod Hashem, and this results in the earth being filled with the honor of Hashem. V'zeh mikre dinashka ara urikia ahadadi. And this action, this place, wherever it happens to be, where the Kohanim are blessing the people in this way, they're doing the Birchas Kohanim, that is what was being referred to in the Gemara in Baba Basra in the first paragraph that the Zera Shimshon opened with as the place where Shamayim and Aretz meet, and the place where the heavens and the earth meet and kiss. That's what's being referred to. So when we read the story, we had no idea it was talking about Birchas Kohanim at all, but the Zera Shimshon has now revealed to us that that's exactly what that Gemara in Baba Basra is referring to. It's referring to heaven and earth meeting through the act of the Birchas Kohanim. Next paragraph. Now the Zera Shimshon is going to take the different parts of the story and explain what they mean, what they represent, what's really being talked about. Azale vechazoi de ovid kave. So Rabbi Bar Chana said, I went and I saw that the sky is, where it meets the earth, is made with lots of spaces. Klomar, this means to say, this word kave means chalonos, windows, open spaces, spaces that you can see through. The Amrinon b'medrash, as we say, as Chazal say in the medrash, al pasuk, on the pasuk kosivarchu, so the Kohanim should bless the people. The medrash says, Amar HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, Afal pisha amarti la Kohanim, even though I said to the Kohanim, sheyiyu mevarchem eschem, that they should bless you, imohem ani omeid, I am actually standing with the Kohanim, umevarech eschem, and I am blessing you. So you might think it's the Kohanim blessing you, but actually Hashem says, I am blessing you when the Kohanim bless you. I'm actually blessing you at that time. Lefichach, therefore, hakohanim porsim kapehem. Therefore, the Kohanim don't just stand there and recite the brachos, the blessings that are articulated in the Torah. They spread out their hands, their palms in this very specific way. Lomar, to say, shehakodesh baruch hu omed acharenu, the message of the Kohanim holding up their hands in their specific ways and spreading out their fingers and thumbs and everything, they're saying Hashem is standing behind us. Ulekoch hu mashkiach min hachalonos. This is a quote, as you can see, from a pasuk in Shir Hashirim, or a phrase from a pasuk in Shir Hashirim. Hashem is observing from the windows. Hashem is watching us bless you and watching the people. And what does it mean? He's watching from the windows. What are those spaces? Mi bein kisvosehem shel kohanim. Between the shoulders of the Kohanim. The Kohanim are up there blessing the people. And between each Kohen and the next Kohen, Hashem is, so to speak, observing the people, watching the people through those large spaces. Meitzitz min hacharakim, and then another phrase from that pasuk in Shir Hashirim, not just observing from the windows, but peering through the openings in the lattice work. Mi bein etzba'osehem shel kohanim. That's referring to Hashem watching and blessing, looking at the people and blessing them between the fingers of the kohanim. Ha-charakim, what does it mean that Hashem is peering through the lattice work? Hey-charakim. That's a reference to the 5 spaces that the Kohanim create with their hands. This is exactly what Zera Shimshon described above, how the Kohanim separate their fingers into 2 and 2. And so you have a space between the 2 sets of fingers on each hand, and then you have a space on each hand between the fingers, the index finger and the thumb. That's 2 more spaces. And then you have a space between the thumbs. 5 total spaces referenced or hinted to by the words Meitzitz min ha-charakim. Hashem is peering through the lattice work. Hey charakim, that means 5 openings in the lattice work, and the lattice work are the fingers of the Kohanim, the hands of the Kohanim. So Hashem is looking between each of the Kohanim in those spaces, and then in a kind of a large macro way, and then Hashem is peering through the fingers of each individual Kohen in a more micro manner. The Ode, and more so, Darshinan Tam Amor Lahem, we interpret the words Amor Lahem, say to them. Notice the word Amor, Aleph Mem Vav Resh, continuing top of the column on the left. Mole Vav, the word Amor, which doesn't have to be written in that form with the Vav showing, is written full with its Vav. Kach os havav, you can take that letter vav, v'sim osa b'soch ko, and you can place it in between the 2 letters of the word ko, v'yiyeh kava, and then you have kaf vav hey, kava, lashon chalon, which as we saw previously means a language of a window, an open space that you can see between. So the whole theme of Birchas Kohanim, of the Kohanim blessing the people, is that Hashem is really blessing the people through the Kohanim. And that is seen because Hashem is, so to speak, looking through the spaces that the Kohanim create with their bodies, each one between their shoulders, and then with each individual Kohen between his fingers, the way they need to specifically be spread out. So that all of that is kava, creating openings and spaces for Hashem's brachos to come through the words that the Kohanim are saying. Next paragraph. Shakilte l'siltoi ve'anachte bekavta dirakia. Rabbi Bar Chana said once the Arab gentleman merchant took me to the place where heaven and earth meets, I took my basket of bread and I put it in one of the spaces in the sky. What does that mean? Shakalti bidati, called sarche mizonosai. It means I took under my consideration in my mind all of my needs for bread, for food. The basket of bread was represented the need that Rabbi Bar Chana had for food. And so what does it mean? He took it. It means he considered and thought, I'm about to daven to Hashem. I need to think about all of my material needs. What kind of food needs do I have for myself and my family that I can daven to Hashem about? V'hinachti sham, and I placed them there. Klomar, this means to say, hispalalti lifnei Hashem al mizonosai, that I daven to Hashem on my material needs, on my needs for food for myself and my family. Kimo hatfilos hamiyuchados le'es rotzon hazeh. This is similar to the special prayers that are recited at the time of the Birchas Kohanim. We have special things. If you look in the Siddur, of course, you're probably familiar already. In the Sidurim, when the Birchas Kohanim takes place, there are special tefillos to say. And there's a special tefillah for mizonos, for livelihood, for food. And so that's what Rabbi Bar Chana is talking about. Ve'ikar zos hatfila, he be'eshem mesayim makonim sim shalom. And the primary time for the prayer for food during Birchas Kohanim is after the Kohanim finish reciting the words of the brachos that they say for the Jewish people, and then the Chazan says Sim Shalom, and the Kohanim have their own tefillos that they say at that time that Hashem should accept their blessings on the Jewish people. That's the moment when it would be most appropriate to daven for mizonos, for food and livelihood. Umiyad shesiyamti tfilasi, Rabbi Bar Chana says, immediately when I finish my prayer, Hayisi mivakeshim hayisa od sham hashchina, I wanted to see if the Shechina was still there. So when he said he put down his basket of bread, he meant I davened to Hashem for mizonos. And then I finished my davening and I saw the basket wasn't there. That means he was looking to see what happened to my tefillos. Is the Shechina still here listening to my tefillos? Did Hashem accept my tefillos? V'lo ashkachte, and I didn't find the basket. The Amrin and B'medrash, as we say in the Medrash, Dome Dodi Litzvi, also a well-known pasuk from Shir Hashirim. My beloved is like a deer. This is a reference to Hashem. Hashem in some way is being compared to a deer or to a gazelle. It's not necessarily limited to a deer. It depends how you look at the translation. Matzvi zeh makif mimakom lemakom, just like this deer or this gazelle goes around from place to place, umigoder legoder, and from fence to fence, umeilon leilon, and from tree to tree, koch HaKadosh Baruch Hu medaleg umekapet, so too Hashem skips and jumps mikeneses zo lekeneses zo, from one synagogue to another synagogue, from one place where Jews have gathered to daven to another place where Jews have gathered to daven. V'chol kach lama. And all of this reference to Hashem as if Kaviyachol Hashem is jumping from place to place like a deer or like a gazelle. What is that teaching us? Kedei levarech es Yisrael. Hashem is doing that because he wants his presence to be felt in every place where the Birchas Kohanim is being recited in order to bless the people himself. Hashem wants to bless the people through and at the time of the Birchas Kohanim. Next paragraph. Omre amari le, I said to him, Ika ganove hacha. My basket is missing, so there must be thieves here. What does that mean? Again, the Zera Shimshon is going through each of the lines of the story that Rabbi Bar Chana related and explaining what they really are referring to on a deeper level. So what did he mean when he said there are thieves here? Shema yesh kan avonos, maybe perhaps there are sins here. Shegormim siluk shchina, that cause the shchina to depart. That's what Rabbi Bar Chana says. When the Kohanim bless the people, if the Shechina doesn't seem to be present blessing the people also, maybe it's because of avonos, because of the sins of the people. Marli, the merchant, said to me, Lav, no, that's not what's happening. Galgalo dirakiyahu, there is a rotation of the spheres of Shamayim. Kach, what does that mean? Kach darko tamid lios doleg v'kofetz. It is the way of the Shechina to jump and move around from place to place during the times when the Birchas Kohanim is recited. The Hadar, and it's going to come back. Netarle ad lemochar ki hashta. Wait until tomorrow at the same time. Umishkachas lo, and you'll find your basket of bread. Dahainu lemochar ki hashta. What does it mean when it says tomorrow at the same time? Sheyivarchu akonim esa'am pamacheres. Tomorrow at the same time as today, when the Kohanim bless the people, they're also going to bless the people again tomorrow. Timtzaena Sham, and then you'll find the Shechina will be present again, and your tfilos for Mizonos will be answered. And what does it mean that you just have to wait till the next day for the Shechina to come back? Shelafi Hadin, because according to the law, HaKohanim hoyelahem lisas kapehem b'tefila shachris shall call yom. According to the Iker Hadin, the Kohanim should bless the people every day. Of course, we don't do that outside of the land of Israel, and we don't do that in Ashkenaz synagogues for sure. It's not the minhag Ashkenaz to have the Birchas Kohanim every day, but rather only to have it during special Yomim Tovim. V'rak mitam kolush nisbat lazos hamitzvah. And only because of weak reasons was this mitzvah of saying the Birchas Kohanim, having the Kohanim bless the people every day, that was nullified, and that no longer happens again, no longer happens outside of Eretz Yisrael, and specifically in Ashkenazic congregations. And so the Zera Shimshon clearly is in favor of having the Birchas Kohanim recited every day, and feels that it's an important thing to have happen every day if possible, so that Hashem can come and bless the people every day. And that was reflected in the story that Rabbi Bar Chana told, in which the merchant said to him, "Don't worry, relax. Just come back tomorrow at the same time, and you'll hear the Birchas Kohanim. You'll be here again for the blessing of the Kohanim, and that's when Hashem will bless the people." So what we've seen, what the Zera Shimshon has done for us, is to take a very cryptic, very unusual story, anecdote from the Gemara in Baba Basra that seems to be talking about mystical things, the sky and the heaven kiss and meet, and there's a basket of bread, that disappearing basket of bread, and there's this mysterious Arab merchant who seems to be wise beyond any human being's ability to be wise. He seems to know the mysteries of the universe and Shamayim. What is all of that about? So the Zera Shimshon has instructed us and taken it apart line by line, statement by statement, to show us that the whole story is actually talking about the Birchas Kohanim, and how at the moment of Birchas Kohanim, Hashem comes. And so that's Shamayim coming and meeting earth. That's us on earth hearing the blessings of the Kohanim. And so Shamayim and Aretz, heaven and earth, are meeting at that time, at that moment of Birchas Kohanim. And that's the time for our tfilos, our special tfilos. And the Zera Shimshon singled out special tefillos for mizonos, for livelihood, for bread, for parnasa, and Hashem, kavayachol, so to speak, jumps and dances and prances from one congregation to another congregation in order to be able to rest the Shechina and bless the people, and each place and at each time that the Kohanim are blessing the people, because the entire point behind what the Kohanim do at the time they bless the people is to create a moment and to create an opening, a window, specifically chalonos, to create windows for Hashem to bless the people through what the Kohanim are doing and the blessings that they're giving to the people. Yasher koach for joining in the learning in the Zera Shimshon this week. We look forward, God willing, to learning together in the Zera Shimshon on next week's Parsha.